Hey, Mike Toledo here. I can't tell you how valuable accessories make a job go so smooth. In episode 73, we go over some of our favorites and get our takes why these PDR accessories make our list. Also, don't miss our phone prank we have at the end that we pulled on PDR Tech Jeremy Carroll.
You're listening to PDR Tool Talk, all about PDR stories, tools, and techniques.
For the thousands in attendance, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Hey everybody, this is John Hiley with another episode of PDR Tool Time, coming to you today with Mike Toledo, Vince D'Alessandro, and Daniel Grom. We're going to be talking something Daniel put together for us. We're going to be talking accessories today. So Daniel, why don't you you put all this together, bro, and it looks really cool. So why don't you lead us off on what we're doing here?
How you guys doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Doing good.
Vince, you're looking awfully handsome today.
Oh, thank you. I just had a 6-hour drive in a car.
Well, it's also because he's got a big mic in his face. Dude.
To me, he looks kind of sticky.
I am.
Sticky,
I got that Italian sheen going on right now with the sun coming in. Got my
Son,
greasy
what are
pizza
you
face.
talking about? It's raining outside for me.
Oh, it's gorgeous here.
That's San Francisco for you.
guys suck.
All right.
It rained today. It was like horrible. I'm depressed.
Hey, so what's crack-a-lacking on the old news there?
Yeah, let's talk
Old
about old
news. All right. Well, if you guys haven't been tuning in, make sure you tune in to our last episode where we had the one and only David White from Dent Wizard, our first Dent Wizard current technician that we had on. We had a great conversation about the tools they use and the tools he uses and the state of the industry as far as he knows for the company that he works for. It was very informative, and we got some good laughs and kicks out of it. He's a good dude.
Yeah, it was
He's out
good.
there in Connecticut. So, you guys got any feedback on that last episode?
Yeah, David said that he got a lot of positive response from his fellow peers at Dent Wizard. So that was good. And
Then they fired him.
yeah.
Telling everybody how they did it.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Prior to that, the episode 71 was the best and worst customers episode, and I've been getting a lot of feedback on that. So if you guys, there's all four of us had some great stories about terrible customers that we've had, and in fact, I had 2 today. But I'm not going to add to that because we're going to stay on task today and keep on keeping on what we're going to talk about.
I've got a little comment about that. So we have a code word. I shouldn't probably say this. So
Muskrat.
No, Reno.
Muskrat.
When a customer comes in, if they're a little crazy, we say, "Oh, you got a Reno."
Oh no, I just
Mine goes back to a comedian. This guy saw up in Tahoe, and he was talking about guys from Reno. I'm from Reno.
Well, how's everything? How's everyone's day going? Good. The week so far? Yeah.
You know, mine's going good because I'm going to tell you guys around here, Geico has became the good insurance company. Do you guys believe that? For years.
Parents' allowance?
No, I mean, for years, Geico, like I would file a supplement. I got a couple hail damage cars here. I would file in a supplement, and 2 weeks later, I would see somebody from Geico. And I'm telling you, it's like they're magic now. They've done something. They've done a shift in my area. They've actually changed the supplement process, guys, where you log into a Geico login for your company, and you submit the supplement through there, and you get a confirmation number that you can print out, of course. And I'm telling you, 2 or 3 days, these guys have been Johnny on the spot. They've been matching my estimates. It's been unbelievable.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is it Geico or is it the rep that you're...
You know, honestly, it's a couple new reps in the area, and I want to think they actually expanded the amount of reps. For a long time, they only had 2 guys floating around here, or a guy and a girl, and they were just killed, you know? So I think they added a couple people to their arsenal, and it just happens to be the people they added were cool. They're both cool, and Man, so I'm
That
stoked
makes-
about that.
That makes all the difference in the world.
It
is
does.
The guy you're dealing with, sometimes they come in and you can tell they have a chip on their shoulder right away, and
Right.
you know what you're going to deal with. And
Do
then
you-
other times you get great guys.
John, do you have Mercury insurance out by you?
You know what? I have never done a Mercury claim.
Okay. Yeah, those guys are fantastic out here. But
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if they're nationwide.
Well, the best insurance company we have out here is called Cincinnati Insurance Company, and I actually use them. I pay more to have them insure everything for me and my business, but they are the absolute best in our area as far as responsive claims, stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
They actually care about the customer. They care about their customer,
Wow.
and
Imagine
that's the reason why I use them. I'll pay more money for that all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been having
I
a
agree.
hell of a time with Allstate lately. They want everything by pictures on their app, and then everything's $700. Everything comes back $700, even though it's $5,000 worth of damage. It's $700. So,
Oh
and then the
man,
supplement process, and then sitting around for 2 to 3 days for a rep to come out.
Are
It's
you
terrible.
using your Mobile Tech RX?
You betcha.
God, I gotta say, man, I am in love with that now. I've got all my body shops linked up to that, and it's making my life so much easier.
Yes.
hey guys, I'm going to show you something. I use my Mobile Tech RX as well to write when I got to rewrite an estimate. But over these last few, I've been downloading this supplement request sheet from our denttrainer.com. And this makes it so easy that you guys see what I have right here. You see how it says original,
Yeah.
request, and difference, and how it just highlights it exactly. If
Yeah.
you can hand them something like this as well, it makes their job easier, and they can quickly input the numbers. Man, I'll tell you what, you'll clean house.
You know what? Send that to Eric, and he'll put it in the
I need to do that.
Right?
Because I think they got a supplement system as well, but I am going to shoot that
They
over
do.
to them.
Yeah.
But for all of our Dent Trainer members out there, head
It's
on over to
free.
Hail Downloads. Just download one from Hail Downloads. You guys will love it.
Cool.
Awesome.
Good job. All right, let's get into things. So we're going to be talking about accessories, and we're always going to bring in this subject every once in a while because there's so many accessories. We can make multiple shows about it. So we're going to start things off with, I made a list. I kind of went on a bunch of websites and found a bunch of accessories that I think are kind of essential. And we're going to start it off with the glue gun holder and tab holder from Dent Gear. It's $25. This thing's a no-brainer. You can hook it up to any cart. Doesn't matter what cart you have, and just hold your heat gun. And it's just an oval kind of holster, and then around the holster it has little clip-ins so you can put in your glue tabs. And it's kind of just a no-brainer little accessory that I thought was friggin' fantastic.
I got to tell you that I had no idea that thing existed. Kind of like you with the Blem whale tail. That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you can put it on any cart. It's one of those accessories that every guy can use.
That sounds great. I didn't even know about that. Good looking out.
Yeah.
Well, he had an earlier version of it, and he updated it and made it better. And this is the latest version. It's only $25. I mean, come on, that's a no-brainer. You can go to dentgear.com and order one right now.
You guys can also get a list. We are trying to make it easy as possible for all these tools that we're actually mentioning. We do have it on our site as we speak, so you will be able to go to our PDR Tool Time, check out this episode, and you'll have all the links set just to get right to the tools. And if Vicente Rios is listening to us, he's always on us about that. So it's there.
Yeah. And while we're let's stay on Dent Gear for a minute, because the other tool that has now been released that they're selling on their website that is creating a little bit of a buzz is the Moose Knuckle. And I know a couple of you guys have a version of it. I know you got the prototypes, but I did notice the one that they've released is a lot different than what you guys got. There's now slots in the actual plate. So if the eye bolt's not working for you, you got these slots in the plate that you could actually slip your tools into. and use that,
That-
for a fulcrum point.
That was actually my idea.
Oh, you're genius.
Yes.
Yeah, right. You know what it was is I was working on a real low profile sports car, and I put the moose knuckle on there, and I was like, oh, I can't even use the fulcrum point, so I took it off, and I was just using the metal plate itself, but it was sliding all over the place. It didn't have a groove, and so I called up Sal, and I said, hey, put some grooves in here, put a wave in it or something. And he came up with the little cutouts, and it was perfect.
Does
Go
that
ahead,
thing
John.
really work good?
It does, dude. I like the
Yeah.
eye hook personally. I like that part that you see on the site. He's also got me and Daniel's also. He's got another accessory for it. I don't think he's showing it right here. I don't think it's even available here, but he's got a ratchet accessory with a flat bar, and little grooves in it. So if you don't want to use a flat bar, you can still use your rod, but now you can change the angle with the ratchet built in it. So it's pretty cool.
So
Nice.
you know your ratchet handles for all your tools. He
No.
basically welded that on to a threaded piece that threads into it, and then he has it. Actually looks like antlers almost. It almost looks like moose antlers.
Yeah.
And the one I've got was a rough prototype, so I'm not sure what the final one's going to look like.
I've been testing it. He's just got a few more kinks to work out, just like you probably know, Daniel. And I think that's probably why he hasn't even shown it yet. But look out for that, guys. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
His
Honestly,
first
that's
batch is
great.
actually sold out. He's sold out right now. So
Yeah.
he's taking pre-orders for the next batch that comes
Was
in.
it Joshua Randolph that came up with that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I figured we'd give him some props.
Yes.
I thought I seen that. So he came up with it, and he has Dent Gear manufacturing it.
Yeah,
Now,
he's working together.
I'm
with
going to
Sal.
say this right now. I was pissed off. So some guy, they posted it, and then some guy goes, "Oh, I'm going to make one myself." And I'm sorry, but this pisses me off. Guys go out there and they make a homemade version of it. You have no idea what it takes and how much man hours it takes to put out a product. Give the guy your money. All right.
I know
Because-
you could probably, with all the time and effort, you could probably just buy it for the same, if not less.
Oh yeah,
That's
and
exactly right.
and just supporting somebody who is developing something in our industry is always the way I look at it. I always and I don't look. I'm not going to guilt somebody. I mean, they don't have to. It's America. You can do whatever you want. Don't get me wrong, right? But what I'm saying is, think about it logically for a second. Like you got somebody who's creating and building cool stuff in our industry. You don't want to stifle that creativity by, shorting them out. In my opinion, you want to throw a bone
You're
to them.
absolutely right, John.
And not to mention, I mean, the great thing about this industry is if you can use it one time, it usually pays for itself.
Yeah.
The
And it's
amount of time,
$145.
The
amount of time-
$145.
forget about the amount of time. I'm guessing if you guys are saying it works good, probably the amount of issues you'll have with your hand and your wrist later on by prying on it, because that's what I've been doing for years. I just lay my hand up there, pry on against the tire.
I just don't. I don't understand it. I mean, I know Daniel's a lot like me. John, you're a lot like me. Vince is not. That's why Vince is giving us the middle finger.
Yeah.
But at least Vince doesn't go around trying to copy someone else's stuff, dude. You know what I mean? And constantly, we know some people here in the industry who are known to copy things consistently. Okay. Lately, there's a newcomer that does it a lot, but however, we're not going to go that way. But I agree with Daniel. I am just as upset as he is. I'm not going to be as yelling into the mic as he would, but he is. It ticks him off. You should see Daniel just come, dude. What is going on? Why doesn't people just support it and try to get out there? We are the most cheapest people, and we think that we should make it ourselves and yada yada. But I agree, guys. Get out there, man. This is what this show's about, man. This is why tools are actually advancing, because people are coming out with their own ideas and their own creativity. But if you're going to sit there and try to copy everything, everyone's going to be afraid to make something. They'll just keep it for themselves and not say nothing.
Yeah,
Well
and the
said.
guy that copied gets the credit, and he's not the creator. So you basically get you get left with the uncreative guy who copies stuff.
Yeah.
That doesn't
Yeah.
sound like a good plan.
Yeah.
All right. What's next? We're going on a rant here. So what's
Well,
next?
there's Daniel put up a stack hatch hammer. I'm sorry, hatch jammer.
Yeah,
And
a hatch
moving on
hammer.
to hash hammer.
You know what?
That's a mouthful.
I was telling you guys this. Daniel's going to explain to you what it does. But Steck is here in Dayton, and I'm ashamed to say that I've never even went down there and checked them out. And I really need to, because I think these guys really want to get involved in, and they probably could manufacture a couple things for my current stuff.
Yeah,
They
I
make
would
great
believe
stuff.
They do, and it's body shop related. It's
And-
it's not centered in PDR,
Guys,
but
I've been on Steck's website. I don't know if you guys know this, but Steck uses ideas from body shop technicians and then pays them a royalty.
right.
Yes,
So
they do.
they actually have an entire section carved out on their website for that. And again, I am so ashamed to say I haven't went and did it. They're located here in Dayton, Ohio. So
Go
I'm
down.
going to make it a
do-
point to do that, guys.
Do
Just
a
so I can come.
vlog.
I need to do a vlog and come back here to the show. But Daniel, why don't you tell us exactly what that jammer does? Because I like
Well,
the idea of it.
If people don't know Steck made their original door jammer. So we owe all of our door jammers that we have to them. And they came out with a hatch jammer. So it's just like a door jammer. It's just longer. And it's a simple device. It's kind of a half-inch pipe that extends, and you can change the length of it. So you can open up a hatch and lock it into place, just like a door jammer does. But one of the other places I use it, not just for the hatch. So if you got a truck that has Nerf bars, those metal bars underneath the door, and they're solid and they're in your way. So if you use a regular door jammer, the door's not open quite far enough, especially if it's up on the front of the door. You put the Steck on there and it opens the door much wider. And that's where that tool really comes in and shines. And it's, what is it? $30. And
Yep.
Anson sells it. So you can support Anson. Go to Anson.com, and it's $30. Simple. Another cheap tool, but I use it all the time for my hatches. If you're doing a hatch, it works great. Other people are using a hood prop and a ratchet rope,
Mhm.
and this thing takes the place of that. It's just
Sure.
one thing.
Daniel, can you latch that into a door?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay, see, that's what I was wondering, because that's so important. Because I do use, I kind of had a different setup for a while, and then I gave it away, and I went right back to my, hood prop and rope ratchet for a door. But there's a lot of times when you take the door panel off, you need it open to a certain level just to get your hand up in there and work.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
These things have been out for a while, and I've always been wanting to get
Oh, yeah.
one. It's
Been
just,
around for a long
but
time.
They have.
but my
And-
tech has one of these, and I always go, dang it, I wish I could get one because it works perfect for him. He's just like click, click, click. It's
Yeah.
always,
Well,
Go to
here's the other
Anson.
thing too to use it on is when you're working on Mercedes, they don't have your traditional
yeah.
latch.
Yep.
It has that plastic latch that you can't
Ah.
get most door jammers on.
yeah, you're right.
That'll hook onto it as well.
Yeah.
Another thing is, guys, and this might be a little bit of a tech tip. Sometimes if you can't get, especially new guys, if they can't get lined up to do a knockdown session, like their arms in the way or something like that, crack that door open so you get right behind it. You can sit behind the door and do your knockdown work. And a regular door jammer sometimes doesn't extend it out far enough. So I found that to be helpful.
Now, if we could stand, are you guys done with that?
Yeah.
one? Okay,
Don't say
let's-
we were going off track, son.
No.
Anson.
I just wanted to stay on stick because there's the other
stay on
accessory.
stick.
Let's stay on stick.
Get off my
So-
stick, dude.
All right. I'm pretty sure all four of us own the Sure Grip trim clip pliers. You guys have those? It's the
Ouch, no.
The red ones.
the red ones, red handle.
Uh-huh.
They're like a pliers, but it's almost exclusively what I use to pull trim clips and
Yeah, and it's
and
got like
whatnot.
little neck.
Oh, yeah, I
holders,
got them.
like little
yeah,
neck.
everyone has it. Almost
better.
everyone.
I don't
but
think everybody.
Our listeners might not.
Uh-huh.
Now, here's the deal. There'll be a link on our website for it as well. They now have a right angled sure grip trim clip puller. So the other one's kind of like a floating, 40 degree. It's not even a 45 degree. The ones that we're used to. They now have a right angle one, and that is going to be much more useful when you're taking off door trim that's in the front of the door, trying to pop those clips, and the handle is always getting in your way.
Where's that at? I'm trying to look for the link that you had.
It's right there, the link that I put.
Which one?
Sure
That?
grip.
Sure grip?
Are we sharing this right now?
Yeah.
So
Sure
you have
grip.
the original Sure grip.
Oh, there it
trim
is. It's at the
clip
bottom.
pliers.
Okay, no wonder. Okay,
Yeah,
let's see.
scroll down a little bit.
And so everybody kind of knows what we're talking about here. We've actually got show notes, guys. So I want to say this is probably the second show that I've ever seen show notes.
Maybe third.
Hey, content's
Now,
better,
the other
man.
thing to
Content.
consider,
Yeah.
sorry, Mike. But the other thing to consider with Steck is they actually show up at MTE every year. They're there. They're representing. They have a booth. So if you don't want to buy these immediately, if you go to MTE, make sure you stop at their booth and check them out in person. And most people know Steck also for the inflatable wedge, their air wedge for the windows. Me personally, I used them for years. I've switched away from it only because they had some issues with their new design. I don't really like it.
I'm glad
going
you
through.
brought this up, though, Vince. The right angle. I'm going to get that one because there's times I always need that angle right there.
Hey,
So,
You know
guys,
Hey.
you guys might want to hold off on this because I'm going to go down there and I might end up being their model by the time it's done and over with.
Sure.
John,
Once
this is what
they
you
meet
do.
me, I know they won't be able to resist me being their poster boy. So I'm going to do a little walk for them, show them how it's done. And I might get us all this stuff for free.
And you need to get one of the reps to come on our show.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, I'll do that.
That's your assignment.
That's my assignment.
Yes.
Off
So
I
is there
go,
any other
boys.
Steck tools that you
God,
brought up here,
they've
Daniel?
got tons of stuff. They've got the original door jammer. They have some rubber pads that you can put on your hammer.
And dollies. You can make a dolly, a soft
rubber
dolly by
dollies.
they have rubber
good,
pads for it.
good looking out, man. I like this.
Yeah.
That's good looking out. I mean, you thought you had the tools, the R&I tool. This is just going to join my arsenal right here. So,
Mike, have you seen the rubber coated dolly things?
no.
Yeah, they
No.
did it for aluminum, but it works good for PDR. So they put like a rubber cap over top of your old school metal dollies. And then they even got a piece of leather you wrap around your body hammer. So that way you're not contaminating steel with aluminum
on
when
this
you're doing
on the
aluminum work.
Steck for Steck.
Yeah.
For Steck?
But you can straighten out panels like edges of panels
Hold
and
on.
stuff like that with them for PDR.
From this company right here, Steck.
Yeah.
Steck. Yep.
Mhm. Yeah.
Damn, guys. Go
So
to
if
Steck, man.
you guys have a sharp Audi, those guys that are maybe doing interior repair or something like that, and they put a screw and it just starts to poke up through the panel and it's really sharp.
You're screwed.
Well, no, the only way
Yeah,
you're going to get that flat again is you back it up with a rubber dolly and you hit it with your VIP.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're going to have a third hand. You're going to have somebody hold that rubber dolly behind it. But if you hold that rubber dolly behind it and knock it down with your VIP, you'll be able to flatten that thing out.
Good tech
Yeah.
tip.
Mhm.
Good tech tip, man.
You're
Good
full
job.
of tech tips today,
Yeah, I
Daniel.
know. Daniel is on fire.
Hey,
Fire!
I had a student here who was a frame guy, Daniel, and he actually took one of them dollies. So we went through a hatch and we took out the little handle, and by the time we were done, the thing was all bent up. You know what I mean? Where the handle's at the bottom of a hatch. And he took that dolly in there, slapped it in there, and just smacked that thing a couple times. I mean, it straightened out that whole hatch hole, man, in like 2 seconds. And that is the work of a body man right there.
Oh, if you're not using a dolly
Yeah.
and doing repairs, I had one today. I went to a body shop. They had a used fender, but the bottom of the fender was all dented, but it was down in the gravel guard part of the fender, and it was off the car. And they go, "Hey, can you fix this?" And I looked at it, and I'm going, "Of course I can fix it." But I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, "Why aren't you guys fixing it? It's
Uh-huh.
just a hammer and dolly thing." And that's all I did is I put my rubber dolly behind it and I freaking hammered it out. I was done in 2 seconds, collected my $100. It was stupid.
Great.
So.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. That sounds good. I think I'm gonna save something for a tech tip here at the end about this.
Cool.
You guys are gonna hear me talk about dollies on my tech tip.
Dolly.
I love it when you talk about dollies and stretched metal, John.
Right?
Really.
And my large Steck hammer.
It gets me aroused.
Oh man. Okay.
you know, and that's the thing. Like I was walking around Costco the other day, and I was telling the wife, I was like, I need this patio furniture because I've got a big deck. And she's like, I can't believe you said that. I'm like, you are a pervert. Women are such perverts.
Yeah.
And then I made her feel bad, and then I laughed about it. So that was pretty fun.
Hey, you guys stick around for the show. We are going to just in the middle. We are going to play a little phone prank on one of a fellow peer out there, and I think you guys might get a kick out of it. So,
oh Lord, you will.
A little bonus surprise.
It's on Jeremy Carroll. So I don't know if you guys know him. He's from Tennessee. Real cool guy. But yeah. Stick around. We're going to play it at the end, and I think you guys might get a chuckle out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
So moving on. Where we at, John? Vince? You muted yourself, dude.
We got the heat gun claw mount, which you could get over at Anson, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's it's the big suction cup that's on it. It's actually the 4.5 suction cup, and it has the Elimident. What do you call it?
What
it's spinal cord.
The spinal cord.
Uh-huh.
Yes, it has the spinal cord on it, and it has the mount that will hold a heat gun. So Anson has it retailing for $100. It's a great product. I think most of us, I'm pretty sure 2 of us, maybe 3 of us have it. It would get a badass stamp of approval.
Yeah, so Daniel actually took that and put it on your little. We can move on to this. It kind of just overlap, but you put it on the Bat Vac, didn't you? The solo one.
Yes, I married it to my solo Bat Vac.
How's it working out?
That's the perfect combination, dude. It is absolutely the best because the heat gun one is heavy, and if you understand what a heat gun is, it has ceramics inside. If you drop your heat gun, it destroys the ceramics inside and destroys your heat gun.
Damn, that's why I need to replace mine all the time.
So if you've dropped it a bunch of times and you turn it on, you'll see a bunch of dust come out of it. You'll see a bunch of this crap come out of your
That's
heat
what
gun.
that was, huh? Actually, I have seen that. It's so funny.
Yeah,
Ceramic
that's what that
filament.
is. It's
Yeah.
ceramics. And so get a new heat gun, marry it with the Bat Vac Solo. So the Bat Vac Solo is $316. The heat gun mount is $100. So you're in it some money. It's not cheap, but you won't have to ever buy a heat gun.
Now, the other version too, that if you're Team Stuckey has a heat gun mounting system. He does not sell the suction cup with it, but it does come with the lock line and the extension at the top to hold on to to attach your heat gun to. And it also comes with Stuckey rings, which Stuckey rings in itself, everyone should have. If you don't,
I do like those. Yeah.
Yeah. The Stuckey rings work great on tightening up lock line for those that don't have the spinal cords.
And just so everybody knows, the spinal cord is a lock line tensioning system, and the Stuckey ring is something that externally wraps around your lock line and tightens on your current lock line. So either way, both of them have a really good place.
Perfect description.
Yeah, when he wants to only that's actually pretty affordable. $65.
$65, yes.
But it doesn't come with a
Nice.
suction cup. You
Now-
just add it to your own. So
Hey, Vince, remember
Yes.
the guy that was selling the umbrella mounts with the suction cups?
Oh, I
Yes.
still got that thing
Sure.
over here.
Sure grip? Not sure grip.
Sure grip. Yeah.
Sure grip, yes.
So I was out in the field and I didn't bring my solo Bat Vac with my heat gun on it. I forgot to put it in my truck. And I needed a heat gun on this dent that I was working on. It was a repainted panel, and I was like afraid that there was some body work, and I was afraid for it to crack, and I had that hooked onto my umbrella, and so I took it off the umbrella. And it has that same claw, so I just clipped it onto my heat gun. It was short, but it worked. It worked great, actually.
Nice. Yeah, I still use a cymbal stand, guys. Just a heads up. I mean, I got a cymbal stand. Yeah, it has and I welded or connected basically a 99-cent clamp to it. So you go to a record store, you buy a cymbal stand, you clamp a 99-cent clamp to it. Is what I've been using for years. But I see where you guys are going with that. That's
what I use in the shop, John. But and then I put the photo wheels. What are they, Mike?
Oh, that's right. You did do that.
Wheels,
didn't you?
the
tripod roller.
Yeah,
tripod roller. Yeah,
badass, isn't it?
So it can roll around. And now everybody's raving about it online.
I need to do that to mine. You know, people don't realize the cymbal stand's only like, I think mine was $45, and a metal clamp from Home Depot that you got to drill out a little bit further is, like I said, 99 cents. It's a really quick, good thing to have.
There goes John. There goes John.
The one that Ultra sells, he puts his little extension bar, kind of like his light.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, that's money.
It is. You guys seen what I did to mine? I actually took the thimble stand, I took his collar, and I took the quick release, and I took the light, and then I put the tripod wheels underneath it, and it glides like R2D2, man. I'm telling you, man.
And you didn't give me any credit for that, Mike.
R2D2.
I did, but I modified mine.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, you mentioned the Bat Vac. You guys want to talk about the Bat Vac a little bit?
I absolutely, I love it, man. I think it's a great product, and you don't have to have that worry of it probably checking because I still check it because it's out of habit. I don't want my light falling on the vehicle or off the vehicle, and I don't want to damage my light either. So I like to keep my stuff nice.
But you know what I find myself doing though is I'm moving my light more now to cross check, because it's so easy. You just pop it off, push it, and it locks in 2 seconds.
Oh, you're talking about move the whole base, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, moving the whole base around. I'm moving my light a lot more because it's easier.
Yeah.
And I have to admit with you, Dan, I'm right there with you, Daniel. I'm moving my light a lot more, cross-checking, under-checking, everything, moving it around, where before it was like a laziness type of thing.
John's the only one that doesn't have it yet.
Not the...
Yeah, I need to get on that. I'm really bad about following up with stuff and sending things places.
Trust me. Just order a whole new light, dude.
That's what
and I honestly I could tell you guys.
Superhero. Instead of buying that next superhero, buy a new aluminum light.
If you guys don't know what he's talking about, I bought a life-size Batman and put it in my shop. It's actually it's taller than me. He's like with his ears and all that stuff. Standing up, he's like 6'5" probably.
You know what? I'm sorry, but you blew it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you blew it. You should have bought Wonder Woman. I just watched the new Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God.
It is good.
Well, they don't have her out yet. They don't have a Wonder Woman.
I'm buying it. I'm buying it. As soon as Wonder Woman comes out, I'm buying her. I'm in love.
I don't even want to think about
I don't want to know what's going to go down.
So going back to the Bat Vac, guys.
Yes, Bat Vac. Listen, it's such a good product that I give it the badass tool stamp of approval myself.
Me too.
But it's like I've always had it. I feel like I've always it's like it's a natural progression of a suction cup.
That's what I wanted to say too. I agree, Vince, is that you won't really tell the difference because it's the same size, if not no bigger. It's just like it's like naturally. It's not a nuisance. It's basically it does. It's more convenient. There's a big benefits in it. And at first you guys were like, wow, $250 or $300, whatever it is. There's those cheap mindset dent guys there, but remember how much convenience it's going to make you and help you. So all that good stuff.
Yeah. One less stress in your brain. It's not falling off.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Like, we're in such a great industry where the profit margin's so high that just saving a little bit of time makes you so much more money in the long run. I mean, gosh, I mean, I couldn't even imagine going back 10 years ago trying to fix a hail car with what we had back then compared to everything that we have today. It's amazing.
Yeah. What else we got?
The last
Daniel.
thing on the list is adjustable door strap from PDR Outlet for.
Well,
20.
no, we got a few other things on the
Yeah,
list.
yeah, we got.
Oh, do it?
Yeah,
You got to scroll down a little further.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So adjustable door strap, and basically what you're saying is that is a hail damage window strap that has the button that adjusts it up and down to the right height.
It's retractable.
Yeah,
It's
I've seen that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Does that thing hold up
Anybody
over
use-
time?
anybody use that?
A seasoned hail tech going to be able to crank on that?
Yeah.
I think so.
It's legit.
Yeah.
Who's had it?
Yeah.
Who has it? Do you have it?
Anson has it.
Did you check
And
it out?
Anson, and I have one, yeah. And Anson married it with their huge loop or
Their loops, yeah, their system. What is that called?
I don't know.
Dude,
figure
that's
out that.
that's cheap. $30.
You can put a big huge hail rod, carbon fiber hail rod in it now.
Wow.
The one they have listed has a D ring in it, but they have it so. Geez, I can't.
It's not on their
remember.
website. I looked, and it wasn't on their website. So,
Yes, it is.
Oh, is
It's
it?
the stirrup
Yeah, the
leverage
stirrup.
strap.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
they
one
do
you
have
want
it.
with it.
Yeah, where
Yeah.
that is your traditional, with the nylon, with the pockets that you slip the nylon peg through to get the right height. Where the one that Daniel has brought to our attention, the adjustable door strap, it retracts up and down on itself, and it locks into place, and it's very durable.
So this has been around for a while. It's got a little push button on the side, and you can just kind of pull it up and down. What I like about the idea of that is you can get it to the perfect height.
Yeah.
That's what I've always found when you're adjusting your door strap. It's like it's either too low or too snug to the actual door jamb. That's
Exactly.
seems like pretty nice and convenient to get it just to that right height
Yeah.
really quick.
So $30, go to Anson. Again, you guys don't forget, you can go to our show notes, basically the page of where this podcast is at on PDR Tool Time. Look for episode, I think this is 73, right, guys? 73?
I think so.
We're almost at
It
75th
is.
anniversary right there coming up. I
73.
tell
Yeah.
you what.
Yeah, this is 73. Yep,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
looking at it now.
Cool.
So
Well, you can go to Anson PDR. They've got a lot of cool accessories there. But before we get to one other major one we talk about, let's talk about these slide hammers, and then we'll come back to the one right above it.
hey guys, can I say how many downloads we've had out of 73 episodes?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
for it.
yeah.
Go ahead.
So you guys are going to believe this, but we're going to be doing a video that we're sending out to some of the tool vendors here soon, and we actually have done so far 149,564 downloads.
Holy smokes!
Hey.
What's that number again? 140.
149,564 downloads.
So by the time this airs, it's going to be 150.
Yeah.
150.
Yeah, it's gonna be over 150,000 downloads. So
So we want to thank you all for tuning in. and,
yeah,
spreading the love.
we need to hit 1 million.
We need to hit 1 million, dude. I need to hit 1 million. All right, we're going to talk about those latest slide hammers. I just want to give you a heads up, guys. I've been doing, look out for some bunch of reviews coming out. That's what I've been doing. I did the Mike Toledo signature series of what is it? The James Lee Eliminate light, the Bat Vac along with it. I've also done the slide hammers of Dent Gear and Ultra. And I've done the Moose Knuckles. So there's some good reviews coming. And usually each of those reviews, except maybe a couple, will have some tutorials along with it. So just so it keeps it more interesting and used to how to use it. So going to these slide hammers, I'm thinking it's pretty neck and neck. You got Ultra slide hammer and you got Dent Gear's new slide hammer. And they both have a spring in them for the tension. And Daniel, I think you've seen them already. And
We also got the Pool Dog too.
yeah, you got the Pool Dog. That's right.
Pool
Yeah,
Dog.
we're gonna put that Pool Dog in there.
That's the original.
That's the original. You're right. That's the original. Dent Gear's their unique thing is that it won't pinch your fingers either, and that sucker can break down in 3 different increments. So if you want to add weight, you can add 3. You can add 2 other weights to it to make it a total of like 4 pounds, I think.
Mhm.
Ultra's got one. You can do the same thing as what kind of like PDR or Dent Gear is doing, but they've got an accessory at the front end. You can make it a pass-through, end, or you can make it a horseshoe end. So no matter what tab you're using, you could use that. So you can turn it to, it has a ring.
And you know what? I got to say that little feature would probably push me over the edge to get it, because I have Dent Gears and I have the Pool Dog. And my Pool Dog is not a pass-through and my Dent Gear is a pass-through. And I find myself alternating between those two depending on what I'm doing. And it'd be nice to have it all in one.
Yeah.
And that's what Ultra does.
Yeah.
That's what Ultra
so
does.
Ultra has a pass-through and a...
you turn the ring. It's a pass-through.
It has a
normally,
ring on it.
And you turn the ring.
that's amazing,
and it
because
closes up.
pass-through drives me crazy.
It does drive me crazy at times.
You know how to
But
fix
if
that.
you're using the glue tracks, you need that pass-through.
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never use them. I know I'm probably just not doing it because out of habit. It's not that they don't work, you know what I mean? But I just rarely use the
I
tracking
honestly-
system.
I don't. If I have to use a pass-through, I use the Kiko. What is that? The K-bar
lifter.
or K-beam. So
Or K-bar, K-beam.
yeah, those.
Yep.
That's what it's made for. I really like that. But
Yeah.
so check those out. Check those slide hammers out. I mean, they're really good, well made, and the Dent
You're
Gear
not
is
going
really
to go
pretty.
wrong with any of them.
No, I think the only thing I could suggest to Dent Gear is that maybe he makes a screw-on, or maybe something similar to Ultra, but make a tip that you can use either one. You can add whatever tip you want. So if you want a
the
horseshoe
same
or
thing with
pass.
Pool Dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what slide hammer I like the best that I have, guys, is my Anson one. Just the regular old slide hammer, the ones with the grip on the head of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just I'm a metal to metal guy, so even when I'm using the spring system, I want to hear the kink. I like hearing metal hit metal when I'm doing slide hammer work. I just loosening the spring up doesn't do it for me.
That's what. Well, you can do that on these, John. You get a
Sure.
snap. Wait until you hear see the reviews. It's good. But anyways, check those out, guys. And again, we will have.
I think this. You know where the spring comes in is if you're working on a panel that you're like in the middle of it, and it's a big panel, and it's like a big drum almost. That's where that spring kind of comes into play.
Well, I would think that because that big drum panel gives you a harder pull because the whole panel flexes, I would think that you would want to use it in a stiffer panel as well to give you that same pull effect that you would on like a flexi panel. You guys ever took a glue pull on a panel that was hooked up to a door jammer, talking about door jammers, like where the panel's still a little shaky from the door jammer?
Yeah,
I mean, you will pull the freaking
Oh.
skin off that door trying to pull it. That little clink that's in the door jammer, anytime the panel moves with the pull, it's going to create a bigger pull because the metal won't peak to release it.
Yeah.
Metal has to
Well-
peak to its furthest level to release. And that's where I think the spring comes in.
Okay, here's a little tech tip: is when you have a panel like that, you want to have your leading hand that's holding onto the door jam or to the puller. You want to pull tension on it first, so you want to have that tension before you do the slide hammer. You know what I mean?
No.
Huh?
No,
Not
So you're
really. We just all
you're
agreed with you.
Vince.
Yeah,
Vince
okay,
does
move
No,
it.
you're pulling the panel. You're pulling the panel.
Keeping it
So-
real.
So it's let's say it's oil canning on you. So you pull it until it stops oil canning. Then you slide hammer
Slap
it.
it. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay, got it. So some of the other accessories we have, there's quite a few, but honorable mention is the edgy hangers. Those are perfect in every way.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest ones that we haven't mentioned at all is the tactical hammer, which is completely versatile in every aspect of being a hammer and an accessory for leverage.
You know, I've been getting a lot of messages about the tactical being used on deck lids, ironically. It's weird because nobody knew what the little set screw was that I gave everybody, or the thumb screw. And I started posting videos on PDR Tooltime, and like all these tactical hammer buyers from like a year ago are like, that's what that's for. And then I started getting all these messages about how they're bolting it down to the panel and using it as leverage. And that's what it was actually designed to do. And the crazy thing about it is that I don't know if you guys use it very often for leverage, but if you ever do, it basically cuts out all the anxiety of the thing falling out of the freaking hole.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're right.
absolutely.
Yeah, and like you said, you got a versatile. You have a bunch of ways to be creative with that tactical hammer, John. I
Mhm.
mean, everybody's finding a use to use it, so it's great, man. You know what
So
I do?
you-
I have a velocity blending hammer, and they have an end on there, an extra extension, and I actually hooked it up to yours as well.
Yeah.
And I can be versatile back and forth. But man, I'm telling you, you guys, if you haven't picked up one of John's hammers, man, I'm telling you, you'll find way more ways to use it than just using it to blend.
Do you know what I've been trying to do, guys? Is that we were talking about the stack door jammer? I've been actually wanting to develop an extension that you could actually use it with the door jammer. You know what I mean? Where it
Yeah.
would go on the end, and you could actually use it to pry off of like a hood prop. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Daniel was the one who actually came up with that idea to begin with. And you know how it is; things get busy, and I'm still trying to execute
I
on it.
got some ideas for you on the end of this. So,
Sweet.
and since we're talking about blending hammers, one more mention on a different one is the Velocity PDR blending hammer. So that's a really well-made hammer as well. So if you guys haven't checked that out, please check that out. And John, where can they find yours at? One more time, I forgot.
Oh yeah, you can pick it up at tacticalpdr.com
Mhm.
or hit me up. I got a webinar as well. If you guys want to spend an hour learning about pure blending, send me a message and I'll shoot you a link. If you haven't already seen it, I mean, it's all over
Yeah.
Facebook.
Okay.
Okay. So now
So let's round this thing out.
we
with
got one
the
more.
best accessory.
How about, you know what?
Best
We're-
accessory that something new. Is there anything new out there, John, Mike? that-
You know, I haven't
have
really
that?
seen anything on the radar or any sales that are going on, or nobody has recently used our email list to attack everybody all at one
Yes.
time.
What would
But,
that be, John?
What you know what
Always.
man, you know Vince wrote an email, and if you guys haven't read it, even if you have already bought the Magna Tech mat, you need to read Vince's email, because we started getting some responses, people saying
Yeah.
it was the funniest written email. And I'm convinced now that Vince is a copywriter, because it is really funny, and it's pretty interesting. Are you really going to engrave people's names, the first 500 buyers, on a plaque?
You betcha. And the newest thing that we're going to do for each person that purchases a Magnatech mat, we're actually going to plant a rubber tree in our farm over here, which will fund further Magnatech mats in the future.
Can I say something really on the serious note, Vince? I was using it again today, and I just want to tell you, it's and you guys all know that Vince is a great friend of mine, and I'm not saying it because he is, because yeah, I'd tell him it's a piece of crap anyways but anyways, it is a underestimated tool that you'll use. I think once you get your hands on it, I think you're going to be going, wow, this is way more than what I thought it was going to be. And the people who haven't ordered it yet, I'm telling you, you're going to need it, because if you find yourself putting your towel, let's put it this way, you find yourself putting a towel on a car, or maybe you decide, oh, let me just put my heat gun or my glue gun on top of the roof, and you're banging away, and all of a sudden vibration, and that sucker's leaving you, and it falls and does something.
Right.
Or I'm telling you guys, this is going to be way better than that. And I've used it today, and I was on the side of the window, cleaned the window off, cleaned the mat off just to make sure it gets tacky, laid it down, and everything stayed on it. Everything.
Yeah.
So,
And as Mike said, look, I'm just going to tell you guys straight up. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. If y'all are laying your freaking raw tools on the top of a roof of a vehicle, I'm telling you right now that if you're putting that inside of a customer, that's the dumbest thing you can possibly do.
Sure.
Because I'm just here to tell you guys, if I walked into I'm just going to give you an example. My wife drives a mint clean SRT8 Grand Cherokee. And if I walked in there and seen a mechanic had a wrench on the painted surface of my car, I would punch him right in his mouth. I mean, I would
Right.
lose it, dude. I mean, there is no excuse for anybody laying a metal object on a freaking car.
Yeah.
yeah. That is.
Buddy, you don't even want to take a chance. Good job.
I would go ape shit, man. I'm just telling
Well,
you guys.
I have a
know.
great little short story. So I had a customer brought in a Porsche, had a dent in the roof, pine cone hit it. I had to glue pull it, and he was watching the whole time. If you know Porsche people, they're a little strange.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
this guy was hawk-eyeing me. And so I brought my Magnetech mat out. I set it down. I put all my supplies down. I'm doing it. And he actually mentioned it to me.
No, really.
At the end. Yeah. He was like, I'm glad you put something down on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he would have been saying,
"Say hello to my little friend."
What you got to do is you got to load your hands up with rings, and then put a nice big shiny watch on.
Sure. So there's this one time, and
Scare the
one
crap out of
the
them.
ideas actually came when I back in the Denton Wizard days. We had hail damage on Volvos that came into Port Hueneme over here in California, and all Volvos come into Port Hueneme, California through the canal and then get distributed. Anyways, they sent factory engineers to watch us to make sure we were not messing up the cars. They made us take all our rings off, white gloves on, aprons, no belts, no nothing. So that kind of gave me the idea. They unwrapped the cars for us, dropped the headliners. We did all the metal work, and then they put everything back together, which was awesome. No R&I at all. But that was kind of the birth of my idea for this. And I'm very conscious about that stuff. I don't want stuff on the painted surface, and I deal with freaky customers that are coming in for dime-sized dents. So of course they're going to bitch and moan if you put something on their paint. It's just the nature of the beast. So look professional, protect the car, have your tools at the ready at all times. And today is the big day because I actually went and picked them up from the manufacturer, and I spent 6 hours in the car, 3 hours there, 3 hours back. So today is June 8th. It's a Thursday, and these suckers are shipping. The ones I picked up, they're all sold out. So the next shipment's coming in here shortly. So get online, order a tool, and John is waving something. I'm not sure what he's trying to tell me.
Khalid, I need to
No,
talk.
I just wanted to say something real quick before you close
Go.
that out.
Yes.
Because I actually used it as a mobile glue pulling thing, which was freaking awesome because I was working out of the back of my Jeep, and I could just lay the mat on the car and set my whole glue pulling setup while I did glue pulling on a rail, which previous to that, it was really ghetto because, when you're doing something mobile, you want to be quick. And I was laying everything either on the concrete beside me, like on the ground, or I was getting out my chair and everything was falling over. The alcohol was falling over, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I found just by throwing it on the deck lid and putting all my glue pulling stuff on there, it was phenomenal. It makes sense.
And I had the magnets orientated correctly. So if you have the magnet tabs, they're going to stick to the mat as well. So
one other thing too is like, you know what? Do you guys when you first had those mini lifters, the feet, you automatically, what do? You put the feet down on the ground, right?
Yeah, and pick up a little stone.
Guess what? You pick up so much dirt and rocks, and then you go put it on the metal surface of the vehicle, right?
Whoops.
I think everyone's done it, but they haven't realized it. Get a Magnetech mat. Trust me.
Throw it on there.
Yep.
So all these links are going to be.
It doesn't have to be a cheap ass.
No, exactly. So all these links all the tools that we've talked about, they're going to be on the show notes. So make sure you tune in and go to our website, and you'll see all the show notes with the links as to where to get these tools. Now, I think the main thing that I'd like to point out is when you guys are shopping for tools, make sure you go into the accessories and check them out, because there's always new accessories at these PDR tool stores. So check them out, see what's new. Most of them are very cheap anyways. So just get an accessory and check it out, and let us know how it is.
Yeah, if you got an accessory that we haven't mentioned, bring it to our attention.
Yeah. So are we going to do our spoof, or are we going to do tech tips? Because we're running out of time.
We're going to do the spoof because we will save the tech tips for next
right.
week. I think you guys will like this one. Okay.
There's been a ton of tech tips in this episode anyway, so I think we should just stick to our prank call here by some strange guy that called another strange guy.
Yeah. Now here we go. Okay. You guys,
all right, here we go.
You guys try to find out what happened here.
This is Jeremy.
Yeah, Jeremy, I was just inquiring about your paintless dent repair.
Yes, sir.
And I I got this dent in my front fender, and I was just wondering what the procedure is. How I get an estimate?
We would just have to look at it.
Oh, okay. You know how much it cost about?
Not without looking at it, son. We would have to look at it and assess the damage to see.
Can I give you an idea what size it is, and just give me an idea?
I mean, what would be better is if you could email me a picture or send me a text picture.
Okay, yeah. I'm 66 years old, so I tell you what happened is my old lady, she mouthed off to me, you know, and I just took her head and I just smacked it right in the damn fender. I tell you what, so, and there was a little blood there, but I wiped most of it off, and
yeah.
But anyways, it's about the size of her head.
Well, I mean, a head. Now, do I got to clean the blood up, or is it gone?
Well, I clean up, like I said, I clean up most of that, so you don't have to do any of that. But, you know, you might even have to take a dent out of her head. That one pissed me off, I tell you what. But, yeah, seriously, man, that woman, I tell you what, I've been married to her for 42 years, and I tell you what, that woman, I'm about to fed up with her. So, I'm about to, that's why I just want to fix my car, I want to get rid of her. So, I tell you what, but anyway, Jeremy, how much do you think that's going to cost?
Head size. Well, like what size head? Like what size hat does she wear? What are you thinking?
What size what?
What size hat does she wear? I'm trying to gauge how big her head is.
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea. Like small, woman's head, something like that. Well, I don't know. Wild cantaloupe, Now,
my old lady's got a big head. That's why I was asking. I was just trying to figure out where we're at.
Your little lady got a big head. I'll tell you what. That's gonna be a hard ass whooping on that woman, then I guess.
You probably about $250 on a head size bit.
Ah, damn. Man, all right. I'll tell you what, Jeremy. Why don't we go ahead and settle up on this, and we just come on out. We just work something out, because I got a lot of barter stuff to do. So we can do something. What part of the area are you coming from?
You got to bring it to me or one of my technicians.
Oh, okay. All right, well, Jeremy, I just wanted to tell you all. This is Mike Toledo here, just playing a prank call on you. Hey, what's going on, man?
Bro, just entertaining. I'm eating lunch, so I'm just having fun.
Yeah. I just messing around. I'm actually gonna feature you on PDR Tool Time, dude, on this episode today.
Dude, that's fun. Yeah, that's fun, bro. That's perfect.
Well, listen, man, I just wanted to say thanks, man. I wanted to appreciate you playing the part, because I knew you were like, okay, all right, man, whatever, dog. So, well, say hi. Hey,
I'm too cheap, $250. I just got to know if it's a popper or not.
I know. Hey, say everybody to say hi to everybody at PDR Tool Time, man. Just wanted to do a little crank on you, dude, and because I knew you the first person to call, dude. So I hope everything's going well for you, man.
Everything's going good, brother. How's the shop?
It's good. I can't complain, man. Can't complain. It's great. It's like heaven.
Awesome.
It's heaven. So.
That's good, man.
But listen, hey Jeremy, I'm going to let you up, but I'll holler at you after I'm not on the air, not recording you. So we'll go from there. All right.
Yeah, that's cool. Bro.
Hey man, have a great one, dude, and good talking to you. I'll catch up with you, and I hope you're doing well during this hail season too.
You too, brother. Let's see.
All right.
That was hilarious.
He didn't even question that your wife got her head smashed against the car. He's like, I'll fix it.
Yeah.
He's
I
rolling.
think he probably
man.
thought it was funny, man.
Yeah,
Like,
he did.
Yeah, I
He-
need to meet this guy.
Yeah, he was a good sport about it. So, but yeah. So, anyways, this is about to wrap up, guys. It's a little something different. The good fellas at Mobile Tech RX gave us the idea of that. So, Anyways,
Oh, hey, and just a heads up, guys. I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to cut you off there. But Mobile Tech RX, he just texted me back, and I sent him a photo of that sheet I was talking about earlier, that supplement request. And he actually said that they have one in their system that's very similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do.
Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
Everybody needs to
Yeah.
check that. All right, guys, we will catch you on the next one.
Daniel Grum.
Level up your tools, guys.
Join the revolution.
Later on, guys.